Now I'm ready for your next guest because I got a plethora. Am I saying that right? Plethora.
No, you're not. But this is I'd like to introduce you to Gray Langley. He's from Farris, Cooke and Associates, and they are a CPA firm, and they do private companies, they do family-owned businesses, they do individuals. So they take care of all of the industries and the solutions and services that they have in place are too far to go into in an elevator speech. But Gray is who I go to when I want to talk about what's really happening, what the real ramifications of what's going on around me is.
Right.
So,
Gray, are you there, buddy?
I am here. Good morning, everyone.
Gray, thank you so much for being on the show. We really do appreciate it. Thank you for waiting. Man, we've got 672,000 questions to ask you, so let's just dig into it. Do you want to give us the summary of what you think is in the bill for small business, or do you want me to ask the question? What is the best way to go? Because I know there's a bunch. Either way we go.
Okay, well, I'll start with just a brief summary, and then I'll let you ask questions, Joe.
You got it, buddy.
So the name of the act, the acronym, is the C.A.R.E.S Act, which stands for Coronavirus and Relief and Economic Security Act. And so there's multiple parts, and James, on your behalf, I read all 888 pages yesterday.
Thank you so much for knocking that out.
But the majority of the data that's tax-related and for corporations and individuals is in the first 220 pages, and then after that it's dealing with a lot of governmental transfers. So there's stuff in here for corporations. There's stuff in the Act for individuals. There's stuff in the Act for payroll taxes as it relates to corporations. And there's stuff in the Act that deals with SBA loans. So I'll let you guys decide where you want to start.
Go straight to the SBA loans first.
Okay. So the SBA loans are going to be administered through the SBA, but they're going to kind of shortcut the approach and have you go to banks, and the banks will get fees from the SBA for introducing the borrowers. So it's for a loan that's up to $350,000, there will be a 5% fee that the SBA pays to the introducing agent. 3% once they get up to $500,000, and then 1% over $2 million. So it encourages the banks to fast track these loans. Now, what the loans are there for is to help you make payroll primarily. So there's a function where you go through a multiplier effect, and you can say, take my monthly salaries and equate it out into an 8-week cycle, and then you take that, and then you add on your rent if you're leasing from a landlord. You add on your health care costs. You add on your utilities. So basically, your operating costs for your facilities cost. You take those numbers, multiply it times 4, and that's the amount of loan that you're eligible for. Then they've got the paperwork that's out. They're working on the forms right now, so you're going to provide your paperwork, and you're going to apply for a loan based upon that multiple. So that 4 times multiple, there's a cap of $10 million, which a lot of people will not need anywhere near that much. But the cap on the size of the loan is going to be $10 million. And there's some small business bennies that are wrapped into this. So if you don't exceed $100,000 in what you're doing, then for a very small business, then that's going to be a debt forgiveness amount, because you're looking at small businesses and also small not-for-profits that are having trouble meeting payroll during this time, that they're going to make it available to them, and that $100,000 cap on that part would be forgiven. You wouldn't have to pay it back.
That's exactly where I wanted you to get to. It took you a long time to get there, Gray, but you got there. So bottom line is there's going to be a multiple of about 4 on payroll and some operating expenses, kind of depending on the industry. And if you use it for those things, you don't go out and buy yourself a brand new limited truck, right, from Ford, right?
Right.
If you use it for for those things, you will not have to pay this money back, correct?
Well, up to that $100,000 amount, yes.
Right.
So,
okay.
So, Gray, do I understand correctly that it's going to be the banks that are walking us through this loan as opposed to the SBA, but the SBA is going to hold on to the loan, or the banks
Right.
hold on
So
to it?
what's going to happen is you'll go to the bank, and the bank will fast-track the loan through. I was speaking with some people with financial institutions yesterday, and so what they envision happening is you go to a bank, they get the paperwork pushed through, and then you're in the loan program. The SBA will be the holder of the debt, and then the bank will be the introducing agent. So the banks want to get this through the system as fast as possible, and that's what they've been charged to do.
Okay, great. We've got to go to break, but I want to make sure we're clear on this for all the small business people that are listening. I am giving value as a small business owner to choose which financial institution I choose to give value to, correct? Because if I want to get my $250,000 loan or just my $100,000 loan based on this multiple, the bank I choose will receive between 3 and 5% for processing this. Am I understanding you correctly?
That's correct. So anything under $350,000, the introducing facility, the bank or credit union as well, will receive a 5% fee off of those loans that are $350,000 and less.
And the reason why I wanted to bring that up is because I want small business people to do exactly what we're asking our customers to do, which is stay local. Go to your local banks, help your local banks by asking them to facilitate this loan. It will be just as beneficial as what we're asking for our customers to do, which is come visit us and shop local as well. Great. Let's take a break. When we come back, let's talk some more. You are being very helpful, and you kind of like got James sitting here.
I'm inspired.
Quiet. James is already calculating how much of a check he's going to get.
And I'm trying to figure out.
Did you have a calculator out?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out if I can get a free toaster in the deal too. So.
Let's take a break, and we'll be right back. You are talking with Gray Langley. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes.
Thank you so much, my friend. I really do appreciate it. This is WSIC. I am Joe Vagnone, and I am here with the president and founder of Shared Resources Technology and Solution, my co-host for the entire month. If it's Friday morning, your business matters. We'll be right back with more of the stuff your government is trying to help you with. If it's Friday morning, say it, James.
Your business matters.
You got that down pat. We'll be right back. And we are back. You are listening to WSIC. I am Joe Vagnone, and I am here with my buddy James. He is the founder of Shared Resources Technology and Solutions, and we have his friend Gray Langley on. Gray, thank you so much, my friend, for being on. I've got so many questions for you. So where do you want to go next? What is it you would like to talk about? I was told there's some interesting real estate information and provisions in this next bill.
Well, there are, but a lot of that is going to deal with stuff that's within the SBA loan. But if you're looking at getting into the program itself, they're really loosening up, expanding out the dollar amounts. They're going from $350,000 under a 7A program to $1 million, and they're also under the programs. And a lot of banks right now, if you're speaking with your bank and you're already in negotiations, don't be concerned if they say, "Hey, we'd like you to consider going through an SBA loan process on your real estate loan," because that's just the normal way that a credit group, a bank or a credit union is going to try to make a loan. Is if they can reduce their risk and asset exposure, then they're going to try to get the SBA involved, and so. Be aware that when you're doing refinancing or purchasing, if all of a sudden they're bringing in the SBA, that's nothing against you as a business owner or against your business. That's just a credit risk reduction from their standpoint. One of the other things I did want to touch on just real briefly,
sure,
and that was back on what we were just talking about the salary reimbursements. Make sure if you're a small not-for-profit, I know there are a lot of small not-for-profits in this area that are hanging on by the skin of their teeth. I mean, they are eligible for that SBA loan process when it comes to the salary relief. So, in fact, in some of their cases, they could end up, like we were talking about earlier, have that $100,000 debt forgiveness.
Right. So, great. If somebody wanted to reach you, because clearly, my friend, you have impressed myself, and obviously you've impressed James because he asked you to be on the show, and we really appreciate you reading all of that for us. How can somebody reach you if they wanted to reach you and get an exceptional CPA on their side?
Well, they can call my firm, Farris, Cooke and Associates, and you can call me through our receptionist area there, and that's 704-372-9406.
FarrisCook.com, is that correct?
Yes.
Great, thank you so much. So is there any kind of tax credits for small business, or is that a small piece of this?
Well, there are, and the way that they work is you're going to get credits when you file your federal unemployment tax. So you'll get credits that will reduce how much FUTA tax you have to pay. There's going to be delays in required payments for your payroll taxes. So they're going to give you extended amounts of time to pay your Social Security and Medicare tax, the employer's part. They're going to give deferral periods for that. So you still owe it,
right,
but your payments will be allowed to be delayed.
So great. We only have about a minute, buddy. What would you like to say? How would you like to summarize, in your opinion, and I realize it's just your opinion, how would you summarize this bill as you interpret it?
They are trying to put as much liquidity into the economy as fast as possible because and Mnuchin has been speaking about this repeatedly. We need to get cash into the economy. We can't have people, losing jobs. We can't have, which they are, unfortunately, but we've got to get cash to them as rapidly as possible because, one, we're a service-based economy, and two, we need to keep the wheels of the economy moving.
Actually, we don't even have 30 seconds. Thanks, Gray. We got to get Gray back on, James.
He's a good guy.
Yes, sir. Great. Thank you so much, my friend. I really do appreciate
healthy.
it.
You're welcome. You guys have a great weekend.
Stay healthy.
FarrisCook.com. They clearly know their stuff. You are listening to WSIC. I am Joe Vagnone, and Shared Resource Technology Solutions can help you solve your technology problems. If it's Friday morning, say it, James.
Your business matters.
You the man. You the master.
You're the man.
Enjoy your Friday. We'll see you next week.